now to be joined by not one, not two, but three guests talking about street football Cymru. Fraser, in the middle there, someone who we know very well.
Yeah, Joe Price back on this show. She's been on this many times for punditry, playing, part-time rugby player, whatever other role she's got. But she found a new one. She started up this great initiative, street football in Wales. And Joe, welcome back, and Marie Cerys, welcome along as well. And Joe, for those who maybe didn't hear your initial interview about street football, how it got set up, just give us an overview now.
Yeah, so Street Football Wales is a charity that operates throughout Wales, although predominantly it's just in Cardiff and Swansea. They've, in the last couple of years, have branched out to North Wales, and I pestered them so much that they finally gave in to operating in Pembrokeshire as well. So yeah, it's a great charity, and obviously it gives people an opportunity to be able to play street football, which is fabulous.
And when Gordon Thomas heard about this street football, he started reminiscing about all the cars he used to smash in the street in the olden days.
No, there weren't any cars.
Yeah, there weren't any cars.
It was houses, windows.
A horse and cart, then. What was it?
And the rows he'd have with homeowners and stuff. But what is the actual the concept and the format and the pitch dimensions and that sort of thing, Joe?
So the pitch dimensions, I'm not going to say what they are because I'll probably get it wrong, but it's essentially, it's around the same size as a tennis court. And it's 4 a-side. So you've got 1 goalkeeper and 3 outfield players. You've got a squad of 8, and it's rotating subs. It's a lot like futsal really, but it's quite quick. And you need rolling subs, trust me, when you're running back and forth. It's naturally quite a quick game because one of your attackers always has to stay in the opposing half, so it always creates a 3v2 situation. So there's a lot of goals scored, and yeah, it is pretty quick. But I guess you can speak to the players about that to see how quick it actually is.
Come on to them now, actually, but just you obviously it has progressed to you are now an international tournament in June, of course. Just tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, that's right. So Irish street soccer has been in operation now for its 20th year. So they're putting on an international tournament. So we'll head over to Dublin. A squad of 8 players will head over to Dublin, and we'll be playing against Ireland, Romania, Scotland, Poland, and Spain. So certainly no easy opponents. And Romania were in, and Ireland were both in the female teams were both in the Homeless World Cup that I was fortunate enough to go over to as one of the coaches in Sacramento in July. Ireland, very, very good opposition. Romania, really good. And naturally, you get them Spain, Poland, and Scotland as well, who are all pretty strong. So yeah, it'll be a difficult group, but I can assure you that we've also got a really strong side. So really exciting.
Excellent. The young girls, Cerys, is Cerys there?
Yeah.
Hiya, Cerys. Tell me how you got involved in street football then, Cerys. Was it through, did Joe contact you, or did you actually go to some sort of forum? How did you get involved?
Yeah, it was through the connection to Joe, actually. They started in the Caerleon school, which is where I worked at the time. And it was like, oh, go on, give it a go. So I thought, all right, I'll try it out. And I loved it. There was only 8 of us to begin with. So, and in those 2 years, the numbers have increased massively. So it really is a good place to be, you know.
Have you always played football, or had are you a supporter of football? How did you play when you were younger? You're still young now compared to me, but
you're too kind. No, definitely not young. But
you are compared to me. Don't worry about that.
No, I never really played as a kid. I liked kicking a ball around, the schoolyard or whatever. But I tried playing in teams, but never really lasted more than a few months. It was only when I came to live in Pembrokeshire, that I started making those connections, sporting wise. So I'll give it a go. And so it's only really been about 2 years. I've been playing for 2.5, maybe at a push.
So where's your natural position in this game then?
Who knows? I'm still figuring that out. So.
You're not a defender, or you're a striker? I know there's only 4 on the pitch at one time, or are you in goal?
I like playing a bit of everything. I think the beauty of street football with us here is that you have to give everything a go because, give everyone a try.
Exactly.
So it's quite a positive environment in that way, to be honest. Everyone, you can't be mad because we're going in goal or because you haven't scored goals or anything, because it's not that sort of game. So
are you looking forward to your trip to Dublin, and do you like Guinness?
absolutely, yes.
Great. Good luck,
Marie. Great to see you again. I know you were a regular.
Hi, Fraser.
I know you were a regular 11-a-side footballer as when you were younger, before you took on crazy challenges and near-death experiences and Ironmans and all that sort of thing. What was it about street football which tempted you back into the game, Marie?
Well, I haven't actually played for years now. And I bumped into Jo. She said, come and give it a go, give street football a go. And like, I was kind of like thinking, I can't commit. But I really needed to get it out of my system of having like an hour's worth of just kicking a football. So I went along and yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. I love the people that go there. It's just brilliant.
And what Jo says there actually about the pace of the game and you play at, is it noticeably more quicker and frantic than the 11-a-side version?
Yeah, I love it. As you can imagine, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a faster pace. I prefer to be in a defensive role, because then when we are attacking, then I can go up and back. Yeah. So I just love to be everywhere and anywhere. So apart from goal. I will go in goal, but I'm not very good.
And on a serious note, Marie, if you don't mind mentioning, obviously you had a health issue a couple of years ago, which you got very bravely and thankfully overcome. And you must have never envisaged that you have an opportunity like this again, would you, to represent a national side in an international tournament?
Yeah, absolutely not, because that was 5 years ago, believe it or not.
It's a long by
yeah, it's crazy, but like I've always had the sort of mentality of like nothing's going to stop me. So you know,
I've noticed
that. so
it did come across, right?
Yeah, so bring it on.
and in terms of you players now, you're a squad of 12 that's been named. I assume, and you know, in June it'll be all about the experience, but as a group you're pretty determined to go out and perform as well. Has you got a goal of where you want to be at the end of that tournament?
Yeah, winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's like that. I was speaking to Jo earlier, and yeah, it's going to be tough, but you know what isn't? You know, it's going to be a really good experience for all of us. So I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Jo, if I can just bring you back in now, obviously, you know, through your street football sessions, you'd probably have got to know all these players pretty well, I assume. The difficult decision for you when you come to have to name the squad, of course, because I assume there'll be some people you know very well you've had to leave out.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what? That's the toughest part of it, Fraser, because the whole ethos of street football is bringing everybody together, giving people an opportunity. People that may not have played football before, may not have felt confident enough to engage in the game. And, you know, we've got attending the sessions on a weekly basis at Haverfordwest High on a Wednesday. We can have up to 42 people that are attending. And then you've got players from Swansea and Cardiff trialing. You've got players from the real sessions that are trialing as well. So it was a really, really tough decision to only pick 12. And, you know, gosh, we could have picked 30, 40 people to attend. So yeah, it's a great thing that it's so difficult to select that squad. And we've, you know, players that have made the squad are absolutely fantastic, but equally those that didn't make the squad as well, they're what makes street football. You know, and it's just such a brilliant thing to be a part of. And for these guys to be able to represent their country, it's absolutely incredible. So they've got the support from everybody that attends the session behind them. But yeah, really, really difficult decision to only select 12.
Because to that point, like Cerys, you only picked it up 2 years ago because you bumped into Jo, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a competitive trial environment. What was that process like for you?
I can't say I'm not a competitive person though, because I play tennis and that's where it's come from. So I've dabbled in other sports, but it was a bit different playing for a team because tennis is an individual game. To be honest, the whole success of street football, particularly down Haverfordwest, comes down to the fact that everyone is supportive. So although it's a very lovely, friendly, warm environment, there is a hint of competitiveness in with everyone. sometimes you got to tone it down a little bit. But it's all fun. It's all good in good fun, and that's really what brings everyone back. So yeah, it was a bit different, but I'm embracing it. I love a bit of a challenge. So
Yeah. Fraser, did you have something else you wanted to pick up on?
Yeah, I was just going to come into either of the I guess actually, obviously, football. I was going to say when I was growing up, and then I always have to count back how far that is, and it's always longer than I thought. But it used to be you had 11 aside, you had 5 aside. You've got so many small concepts now, haven't you? You've had the Homeless World Cup that's been mentioned. You've had street football, futsal, I think they call it. You have these almost these skill World Cups now, where you do tricks, which my kids watch on YouTube. I don't really have to upload them or anything like that. But start with you, Joe. Do you find that the game of football is, since you knew it as a youngster growing up, is now so much more diverse, and there's more opportunities for people to get involved in it?
Yeah, most definitely. And it's such a beautiful game, isn't it? And then people can be put off by the competitiveness of it sometimes. And stereotypically, football wasn't for everybody, was it? But now look at women's football. You look at the growth of the women and the girls game as well. You've got street football. There's so many opportunities to be able to engage. And for me as a football fan, as a former player and now coach, it's absolutely incredible. And that's what you want, isn't it? You want it to be available to absolutely everybody in school and growing up. And I think that's why street football for me is so incredible, because it's for absolutely everybody. Nobody's turned away at the door. Everybody's welcomed with open arms, and the friendships that are made within those sessions are absolutely incredible. I think Street Football Wales shared on their social media platform not that long ago. Well, it was last week that if you have time, have a look at it, between Harley and Philip, and they basically just sum up street football in about 2 minutes, and it's for everybody. And that's what we want, isn't it? We want everybody to be able to try new things, to engage in things to help with their mental health and well-being as well. And I think that football is for everybody, and we can see that now across the world, can't we?
And just come back to Marie there actually, and ask you, Marie, because I know you've been involved in junior football sides around here as well, and also played locally, and then facilities have come a long way as well, haven't they? And I just picked up what Cerys said there about you based in Caerel, and the fact that there's more of these 4G services in Pembrokeshire and facilities like that. It's actually a discussion we've had in the first part of the show, because the amount of games that were called off in the Pembrokeshire League on Saturday. That's a great boost in enabling concepts like this to go ahead, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Having the indoor section is far better. To be honest, I'd rather play indoors, because having the games called off weekly, it's just it's bonkers. They do need more facilities for the kids outdoors. 3Gs, 4Gs, whatever. They do need to supply that. But this is why I love street football. It's indoor, it's fast, like Joe said, it's inclusive. You meet a load of people, and I love it.
Gordon, you got any questions?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, mainly Joe here, because she's the organizer, coach, and everything. Is it like a league set up in the street football? Is this something you're going to set up? Because there seems a lot of interest in it.
Yeah, and it's at the moment it's so we have weekly sessions, so 1 hour sessions from 5 till 6 at Haverfordwest High. And the reason that we have it indoors is that so that for the reason that you said, Phrase, to eliminate any opportunity for it to be cancelled because of weather. And I think that is definitely something that we would like to look at. Good. Is
it 45 minutes each way then, Joe?
No. So it's.
I'm only joking when I said that. How long is it? It's only 4 people. Is it 7 minutes each way?
Yeah, 7 minutes each way.
I guess so.
I think you've been secretly watching through the window.
My homework.
You got your trainers laced up, ready to go for Wednesday. I know it. But yeah, so
walking football for me now, Joe.
Well, that's equally as important. So they actually play the hour after our session.
Right.
I might see you there on Wednesday. Anyway, but yes, that is something that we would like to look at. I think, when we're looking at how much street football has progressed with it, it's coming up to 2 years ago that we started street football. So
yeah,
I think there's been a lot of interest in Milford in particular. But I think it's just watch this space with that, and we are having discussions about how to branch out from street football as well, for other sports, because there has been a lot of interest, and like the girls have mentioned, it's so inclusive, and everybody it sounds very cheesy, but it is like one big family, so everybody kind of just comes together, and for 1 hour everybody can forget about what's happening on the outside world,
that's great,
and just play sport, which is we're really fortunate, I think, to have formed that group of players. And for me, running the session, it's easy because they're all incredible. So
And you have this international tournament around the corner. What else is in the calendar for this year?
For street football?
Yes.
So we've got a tournament that we are heading up to in Swansea. So Street Football Wales are hosting a tournament. So we're obviously being part of that, we'll enter a couple of teams. So that's on the 20th of March. We've also got a tournament that we'll be hosting here, and I think that might be mid-April, but I'll get some dates and share it.
Yeah.
But so that will be, we hosted a tournament here last year, I think. That was really popular, and teams entered from the mosque as well. So it's great, and we'd like more diversity within our group as well. So like I said, absolutely everybody is welcome. But there's lots going on, and then obviously the tournament that will be in June, and then I guess we have to see what's happening in the second half of the year then.
Yeah. And if people want to give it a go, is it an open door? Can they just pop along?
Yes, it is an open door. We do ask for people to register. So if you go on the Street Football Wales website, there's an opportunity to register as a player there. And if there's any questions, so Street Football Wales are on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So just shoot people a message, or I'll send you guys my number. So people can send me a message if they've got any questions.
Oh, amazing. And Cerys, if someone's interested, what's your final word on why people should get involved?
Do you know what? You don't have to be a top player to play street football. So it is open to everyone and anyone and everyone. So come along, come and have a laugh, come meet some new people. Just let go for an hour. Like Joe said, it's an hour just to forget anything that's going on in your life. And come and have some fun. Just even if it's just for a chat. I could do that as well.
My final question to Marie is, how are you coping being bossed around by Joe again after all these years?
No, we have a lot of banter. So she's a good coach. She's great, and everybody who goes. As I said before, I love it. It's inclusive, and you just meet so many new people, and it is a big family. There's just so lovely. So if you want to give it a go, just do it.
You have to say that because she's in charge of selection, but I'll take it at face value. I'll take it at face value.
Thank you so much to each of you for joining us. And Joe, I no doubt will be speaking again in the future about other football-related activity on this show. So looking forward to that. But all that's left for us to say is, on behalf of everyone here at the Pure Sports Show, Eaton-Evans and Morris, is enjoy these training camps and selection and the tournament over in Ireland.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done, guys.
We're going to take another moment here on the Pure Sports Show. When we come back, we're going to look at the Croft twins after a development that's been uncovered there, looking at indoor cricket, and also we're going to touch on Craig Maxwell. Joe, Cerys, and Marie, thank you very much for your time here this evening. And Poblet, keep us updated and make sure that we can share that information for you. You're listening to the Pure Sports Show with Eaton-Evans and Morris Solicitors.
Are you ensuring the safety